Hello, this is Dr. Paul Cottrell, and I'd like to talk about an event that took place over the weekend. This CNN commentator, I met her at an event about 2 months ago, actually, at the Harbor Club, and she was talking about politics and the need to get to the center because of the polarization in the country. She did seem a bit anti-Trump, um, but she's a conservative, which was odd for CNN. But I would say that she was not a right-leaning conservative from what I saw at the event. I would say that she's more a centrist conservative. So with that said, she passed away over the weekend. Um, it looks like she was exercising in the morning, and supposedly there was some sort of medical emergency or some medical event that took place. Sounds like it, without further detail, this is what I think happened. She is a person that is highly motivated. She travels a lot. She was covering the election. She flew back and forth between um, Virginia and Atlanta and was traveling around the country. So she has lots of flying miles, right? So there's a high chance that she had some sort of clotting issue, all right, exacerbated from all the travels. She is fit, so she was probably working out in the morning and probably had either some sort of clot or some sort of um, arrhythmia, like a sudden death arrhythmia. Now, the reason why I want to bring this up, I mentioned this on X a few days ago, that people are going to start having problems, obviously with clotting, but also with this electrical signaling with the heart. Now, I don't know if that's what actually happened to her, but that's what I suspect. All right, because of her lifestyle and her, you know, um, she stayed fit, and I'm starting to see a lot of people overworking out, running too much, or not doing some lower intensity type workouts, and they're doing more high intensity workouts. So she was probably jogging at a fast pace or whatever, and probably had some sort of signaling issue with the heart. That's my gut feeling, or some sort of clotting issue, because she did travel a lot. Now, she was inoculated, and she was one of those conservatives that were, on the side of, following the edicts of the CDC and the health professionals at the time. Now, my take on this is, what can you learn from this? Okay. For many years, for at least 5 years, post this crisis, post the 2020 crisis, people are going to have inflammation. And it is important to try to mitigate that inflammation. And this inflammation is going to manifest in different ways and can cause different pathologies. Some of that inflammation can be, the development of a clot. Some of them can be, issues with the sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous system, uncontrolled heartbeat. So you have tachycardia or signaling issues through the myocardium. So there's a lot of different ways that this inflammation can manifest. In addition, chronic inflammation at the neuron level is going to cause mental acuity issues and problems with processing proteins. So the key here is to bring down that inflammation. All right. So there is a lesson learned from this. And that is to follow what I've been telling people for 4 years, to try to mitigate and get healthy. And, it's a multi-pronged approach. The first is, make sure you change your diet. Good food without a bunch of GMO type stuff. Make sure there's no fluoride in your water. filter it. You can you can either purchase filtered water, or you can have it filtered at home in different methods. I use the zero water 5 filtration system, but make sure you filter your water. So diet is a major part to this. Exercise is important, but make sure you do the right exercises. You do not have to run marathons. You don't have to do triathlons. You don't have to do high-end sports or anything like that. Just walk. All you got to do is walk, right? You'd be amazed in how beneficial your health will be if you just walk. Do a couple miles a day. It would be great if you can do 6 miles a day or more. Some people don't have the time to do it, so they try to jog it or they run it to speed up the time. But just walk, all right? Do balancing exercises, some simple stuff. Lift up your leg, count to 20, switch legs, count to 20. You want to activate your cerebellum. And by activating your cerebellum, you're going to be able to start activating those neurons for balancing. In addition, do stretching, simple stretches, nothing crazy. You don't have to be a yoga master, but do stretches, especially with the legs. Bend down, stretch to the left, count to 20, stretch to the right. If you can touch the ground with your hands, that would be great. Do some squatting. All right, some squatting, about 30 squats a day would be beneficial. That actually not only helps with the muscles in your leg, but it also helps to develop this orthostatic, to prevent this orthostatic hypotension that people get when they are getting older. So just do some squats, get a little bit of muscle being built up in the leg. And what happens is when you do that, your body's starting to get a little bit, it's trying to morph to the point where there's going to be different blood flows of the body and different blood pressures depending on where your body is spatially. So you're kind of training your body to kind of prevent that orthostatic hypotension. Now, what also is happening is that when you do squats, you are adding a little bit of pressure, but that's good pressure to the heart, because what that is it's training the heart slowly. Don't do a lot of them. Just do about 30. Do them slow. You don't have to do them really fast. All right. And then the next thing to do is start looking at making sure that you read and write and talk to people. This is going to get your brain functioning properly. All right. And you're trying to mitigate some of the inflammatory problems that are happening on the neurons. All right. Because people are starting to forget more. People are starting to have problems with speech or even sight or hearing. So it's really important to try to kind of activate these senses. All right. Reading, active listening, just be patient. Let the body heal. And you need to do this for about 5 years, because some of the things that are happening to the heart is due to this myocarditis and the endocarditis and the pericarditis, right? It's going to take a long time to allow for the heart to heal. All right, but it will heal if you do the proper things. So just be patient. That's all you got to do. Be patient and follow this advice. Now, the next thing, after you're on a daily basis, you're learning things, you're reading, you're writing, you're talking to people in the real world. Stay positive, right? You can be, I think that it's beneficial to become spiritual. Now, you don't have to get to organized religion if you don't want to. That's not what I'm trying to promote. But the idea of prayer or the idea of meditation, I think, does a lot for the human body. So staying positive and getting more spiritual. In addition, supplementation is really important. All right. So you've controlled your diet, you're eating properly, you're exercising properly, you're not over exercising, you're stretching, you're doing the mental acuity health, you're focusing a little bit more on spiritual kind of endeavors. And then there's this supplementation that you should do that's focused on mitigating the aftershock from 2020. Now, what is that protocol? So if you go to my store, hold on. It's how Zoom covers up the top. Technical problem here. Hold on. Okay, here we go. All right, so please go to my store, the-studio-reykjavik.com. All right, and hit store, right? And there's different products that I have. Lots of different products, ebooks. I also have supplements and lectures, medical lectures. So what I want you to do is go to nano silver. This is the first item on this protocol. So you write this down. Take the max 35 or the max 14 or the structural solution. All right. I take the max 35. So take it every day and take a teaspoon of it a day. If you're not feeling well, take a tablespoon of it. Okay. So you want to get the liquid structural nano silver. In addition, you want to get C60. All right. I have it in extra virgin olive oil, avocado, and MCT coconut oil. Take the C60 every day. The C60 is a very strong antioxidant, and that antioxidant is going to soak up those free radicals. Now, I have it in 2 ounce, 4 ounce, 8 ounce, so depending on your price point, but take a teaspoon of it a day. Now, what's important with the max 35, max 14, or the structural nanosilver solution is that this will boost up your immune system and neutralize pathogens. Then the next thing, the third thing that you want to get is D3. This is a gene expression cofactor that will help to get rid of infected cells. It helps with apoptosis. Omega-3 is going to help with your lipid profile and prevent the stickiness of the blood vessels, of the red blood cells. Ashwagandha is going to help with bringing down that inflammatory response and control the blood glucose levels. So that's going to help with preventing the blood clot, right? But also bringing down inflammation. Turmeric is going to bring down the inflammation also. It's anti-inflammatory, and it also is a strong antioxidant. Then you want to take lignans. Lignans will help boost up your immune system. Because what is happening is that there are blood clots, there's an immune system issue, and there is pro-inflammatory things that are happening. Then you need to take the digestive enzyme complex. That digestive enzyme complex has proteolytic capability and fibrinolytic capability. So it'll help to break up the clot, and not only that, it will help to break up certain types of proteins. Now, with that, that is a good start to being able to mitigate these effects. Okay, so let me repeat what the protocol is. Max 35 teaspoon or max 14 teaspoon, or the structural nanosilver teaspoon. If you're not feeling well, take a tablespoon or 2 a day. C60, take a teaspoon of it a day, and that will soak up those free radicals. D3 for gene expression and to help with apoptosis. Omega-3 to help with the lipid profile and to prevent the stickiness of the red blood cells. Ashwagandha root to bring down inflammation and control the glucose levels. Turmeric, bring down inflammation as an antioxidant. Lignans to help to support the immune system, to boost it up. And the digestive enzymes to help to break up clots, because there are compounds in here that will help to break up clots, fibrinolytic, and also break up certain types of proteins. So that's a good start to getting to a point where you are slowly healing your body. Now, again, it's not just supplementation. It's also tied to proper diet. Make sure you filter your water. Don't over-exercise. All right. Do not over-exercise. Do balancing. Make sure you challenge your mind and, tap into some sort of spirituality or some sort of meditation. You don't have to get crazy on any of these items. You want to walk, and lower intensity is better than high intensity. Now, the reason why this is, all right, that you need to focus on is that in this aftershock of 2020, you have immune system issues, there are cancer issues, there are cardiovascular issues, there's neurological issues. All right, all of these are tied to inflammation, and specifically with the myocarditis, endocarditis, or pericarditis, the idea is that it's going to take a long time, especially the myocarditis, to heal. And that the signaling in the heart is disrupted and causing sudden death syndrome. All right. So don't be lazy. I don't want you to be sitting on the couch and being lazy. But the thing is that lower intensity exercises, especially walking or swimming, not Olympic swimming, but I mean, swimming or, light cycling, walking is a really good one. These kinds of things will be beneficial to your health, beneficial to your joints, and also give time to allow for your heart to heal. Do not, I repeat, do not do intense workouts. The heart needs to heal. And that includes people that have been naturally infected through the crisis or inoculated. All right. If you don't pay attention to me, more people are going to suffer from exactly what it looks like Alice Stewart went through. Now, you can take my advice or not take my advice. It's up to you. Now, if you have children, that adds to other complications. It's going to take time for the myocarditis to heal. If they are into sports, I recommend that you take them out of sports, because you're increasing the chances of sudden death. Now, it's up to you. You can take my advice, but unfortunately, the ones that don't take my advice and there's a catastrophic thing that happens, you can't fix it. So go to my store, the-studio-reykjavik.com, and start bringing down that inflammation and boosting up your immune system with Health Max 35. Taking C60 daily, teaspoon of it. Taking D3, omega-3, ashwagandha, turmeric, lignans, and digestive enzyme complex. If you do that on a regular basis, you're going to actually see your health improve, and it will allow for you to slowly heal the damaged tissue. When it comes to myocarditis, it's not something that can be healed quickly. And there may be problems depending on the severity for the rest of your life. But the key here is that the next 5 years, and that next 5 years, that 5-year countdown is either when you were infected naturally or when you were inoculated. And, you count down 5 years from that date, and that is the time period that you need to be careful with. All right, just slow down. All right, change the diet. Make sure you exercise, but low intensity, stretch to activate that cerebellum, and activate your brain by doing things that will keep it active, reading, writing, and talking to people. And filtered water, proper supplementation. The key here is that it's neutralize pathogens, bring down inflammation, soak up free radicals, break up certain types of proteins, and have certain types of digestive enzymes in your supplementation to be able to break up clots. So I've been saying this for literally years, for 4 years, and some people have taken my advice and others have not. It's up to you. Do not be a victim. You have been educated on how to go through this crisis. It is up to you to either make a difference for your family or not make a difference. Thank you for listening and have a nice day. Please go to my store, the-studio-reykjavik.com. The link is in the description of this video and all my videos.